This is our EPP204 group assignment.
So I chose Glen Waverley Secondary College for my research. Here are some of the strengths relating to welfare and engagement for the school. So Glen Waverley Secondary College's student engagement and wellbeing policy supports students to learn to the best of their ability and provides assistance for students to achieve successful learning outcomes. When emotions are managed, an optimal learning experience is more likely to occur. To nurture students in difficult times, a teacher must create a comfortable learning environment. The key strengths for welfare are the embedded values that underpin the school community to enable students to thrive. Respect, diversity, commitment, perseverance, and accomplishment are the principles that guide student wellbeing. When these values are lived experiences, students feel cared for, supported for, and also this creates an inclusive culture. Student wellbeing and welfare is further supported with a local mental health support service, a student wellbeing team, and an on-site psychologist. The message from the principal supports student engagement that the school is not just concerned about academic success. This may create a more inclusive climate so students may feel more inclined to participate and be engaged through the provision of a broad range of activities. Individuals can pursue their interests and thus increase their desire to do something that they enjoy. The school supports commitment, cooperation, creativity, determination. As a result, students may be more inclined to engage.
Mine was very similar to Grace's. At Fairmont Secondary, the teachers provide a very good system for wellbeing. They act the way their students would want them, they teach the way they want their students to act. They also have their own Year 7 transition program, so that Year 7s don't feel too overwhelmed coming from primary to secondary, as well as their own special buildings so that they're not fully immersed within the school straight away. They also have a student wellbeing and engagement policy, which all students have access to and are required to follow, so that all students are on the same page regarding their wellbeing, and also a house system which makes all students feel included and a positive wellbeing system.
Yeah, mine's pretty similar to those two schools. Melba is also committed to providing a safe, secure and stimulating learning environment for all students. The college believes strongly that in order for students to realise their full potential, they need to be happy, healthy and safe. Melba College supports its students to engage with their learning programs fully and acknowledges that students' wellbeing and student learning outcomes are interchangeable and work together. So similarly to the last two, they also have on-school psychologists, counsellors, GPs and other allied health services. So
I did Blackburn High School, and also very similar to the other schools, they have additional staff at the school, such as student wellbeing coordinators, mental health practitioners, support officers, to help students reach their learning goals and support their emotional and social wellbeing. They also have a mentor model of learning, which is a program where students from Year 7 to 12 are mixed in mentor groups and meet every morning to complete various activities and can form friendships with students from other levels. Older students can act as mentors to the younger students, and the younger students can learn from their older peers. During these mentor meetings, many activities are undertaken, such as goal setting, well-being, and strategies to seek help, and just fun activities such as general knowledge quizzes.
Mine was very similar to the rest of the schools, as it had a great wellbeing facility which was readily available for all students to attend. The centre was guided by positive education principles, which can help enable the students to flourish within the school environment and stay engaged while at school. The explicit teaching of POS education is through the program of Bounce, which is based on the principles of positive psychology, as in the explicit teaching of positive mental health skills. Students participate in enriched sessions that focus on values of enhancing the tools they have to promote mental health and wellbeing and physical wellbeing. The program aims to provide proactive, practical and positive mental health strategies for all students. Help seeking, peer support and self-help behaviours are encouraged. All students have a reflective journal to write in. The college additionally offers easily accessible platforms with links, programs, apps and videos for parents and students to access and interact with, while additionally offering sessions with students to create an inclusive, safe environment within the school community for all who need the short and long-term counselling, as well as support groups. Additionally, students have access to social workers, a mental health practitioner, as well as teachers. This helps to promote health equity and enhances health and wellbeing for students and parents. So at Ringwood, they also have wellbeing programs, which include a glue zone, standout, breakfast clubs, bounce into mental health carnivals, a VCE lounge, as well as an alternative to schoolies. So this is a Year 12 program, which is held for 3 days in the city, where students embark on a journey of their social responsibility in those around them, and they have an impact on others. Students participate in community services activities whilst enjoying Melbourne and all it has to offer. Refugee support, so a CALD coordinator, a cultural and linguistically diverse coordinator who is responsible for ensuring all students from a refugee background transition successfully from the language school to their mainstream schooling. Ringwood additionally has an EEL class in each year level instead of English classes for those students who satisfy the departmental requirements of having had less than 7 years in education in English. Additionally, the vision from the acting principal supports student engagement, as it doesn't just focus on academics and results, it fosters the learning community that caters for the unique academic, social, and emotional needs of all members. It achieves these through learning to be yourselves, learning to do, learning to think, learning to live together. Ringwood's core principles are to ensure that all students have the skills, knowledge, attributes that they would expect after 13 years of schooling, so that personal growth enables them to have the capacity to participate as responsible and proactive citizens in the global community. Students are better prepared for learning when they are healthy, safe, and happy. Therefore, student welfare is the responsibility of all staff and in the whole school context. Student learning cannot be separated from welfare. Striving to help students at the college to learn effectively and develop positive behaviours and attributes are shared goals of the teachers, student support services, staff, and parents.
Strengths relating to student welfare and engagement of each school. Aquinas College highly regards student wellbeing and illustrates multiple strengths and support for students. The college ensures that every student is involved in programs that support good knowledge and tactical understanding of positive physical and mental health. They prioritise holistic learning to support student welfare by understanding the importance of student wellbeing and how this can positively impact learning. The college integrates a student wellbeing program which is delivered both in the curriculum and through co-curricular activities, such as multiple guest speakers coming in, spirituality days, and also delivered through the curriculum. The program supports student wellbeing as it promotes positive social behaviour, health awareness, mental health, child safety, cyber safety, and personal growth. These all aim to build resilience, a sense of self, belonging, and identity, which also encourages the individual to be the best version of themselves so that they can learn as much as they can. Another key strength of Aquinas College is the Youth and Family Centre, the YFC. This provides counselling and support for any student or teacher in need. The support is provided by a group of qualified counsellors which aim to support student welfare and create a positive school environment. Students are able to make appointments or visit the YFC whenever they want to receive support for personal, educational, or family issues or concerns. This is a great service to support mental and emotional well-being of students and acts as a great strength as students are able to feel safe and supported at school. And if students feel safe and supported, they're more likely to participate as they're more likely to come to school where they feel safe. Another key strength of Aquinas are the careers counsellors. This may help students engage through finding purpose for schooling to ensure that meaningful learning can occur. The career counsellors help guide students on different pathways that they may potentially want to take in the future, for example, university, TAFE, or VCAL. Having this purpose may motivate students to strive towards these goals and create purpose for learning.
This question is about valuing the relationships and communication between the key stakeholders. We're linking this to the evidence provided to AITSL Standard 4.1, which is supporting student participation. So at Glen Waverley Secondary College, it's really important to actively engage parents and carers in their child's learning because it enables them to directly be involved, become passionate, and learn for themselves what is being taught to their children. When the parents are involved in the school environment, it has a positive impact on the child's academic and socio-emotional development. The parent-school partnership framework enables a direct input from children to their parents. The Parents Association team is designed by Glen Waverley and plays a crucial role in allowing parents to voice their opinions. Offering this framework enables key stakeholders, such as the parents and guardians, to be involved in important decisions and issues. When a child has a concern but does not want to address it themselves, the child can use their parents to raise the issue. The problem may be felt by other students also, hence the wellbeing of others is also supported when parents have an avenue for raising issues and being able to participate. This aligns to standard 4.1 supporting student participation, whereby when issues are addressed, students may feel more inclined to engage and learn, thus supporting their participation. The program is open to all families, allowing diverse voices to be heard, creating an inclusive environment. The student wellbeing and engagement policy also provides a framework to create successful partnerships with parents and carers.
Mine was also quite similar to Grace's. At Vermont, which is like mentioned on the website, the college displays how important the involvement of parents is, which is through things like Compass, which is like an access portal that the parents can see, which has all their results and everything. And such like committees as well, support groups and social activities. And also the college hosts active parent groups and a student rep council, which is like developing the connection between students and the school and also parents as well. And also the teachers help support this student participation as like I said in my last slide, the teachers aim to act as role models for the students, upholding the college values, which are integrity, respect, and excellence, and which are displayed by the teachers and hopefully passed down to the students.
Yeah, pretty similar as well. At Melba, the school clearly values a whole school approach when it comes to making sure the students get the most effective education, which is clear through having positive relationships with the key stakeholders. So Melba have a school council, which is a diverse group of people affected by the school, so different parents, teachers, students, and other community members. The group meet once a month, and any member of the Melbourne College community is invited to attend and have a say in how to best improve supporting the students in their learning. The school also uses programs such as Compass and other social media platforms to keep parents and guardians in the loop of their children's learning and successes and challenges, and allows them to be actively involved in seeing their progress and also challenges. This aligns to 4.1, as when students are supported by their families, they are more likely to be engaged and therefore learn.
Nice, thanks.
So similar to the other schools, Blackburn also understands the importance of parent involvement in their child's learning. So the mentor model of learning that Blackburn has provides a strong link between the student, teacher, and parents, and enables parents and students to have one point of contact regarding any concerns. This supports the participation of students as they feel more connected, comfortable, and safe around their mentor teacher. This also provides a positive relationship between the home and the school environment. They also have their instructional model of learning, which supports student participation as it gives students a visual of where they are at in their learning. The student wellbeing team also promotes communication between the home and school and enables a strong relationship to be built in order to support the student.
Similar to Blackburn, the wellbeing team, as mentioned before, promotes education between students to teacher and teacher to parent and other outside colleagues to help support students, which links to AITSL standard 4.1, supports student engagement. In regards to parents, the relationship and communication is always welcomed in helping develop the college. Ringwood uses a platform called Compass, which is similar to both Vermont and Melba, and a great way to keep parents updated on how their child is progressing and any news which comes up. Finally, parent involvement can include joining the college council and subcommittees, volunteering to assist in literacy and numeracy support, attending working bees within the college, attending parent-teacher interviews, as well as supporting through either being a coach or just helping to officiate sporting events. The college council, which is very similar to Melba, is responsible within the framework of the Victorian Community and Government Policy Guidelines for the education policies and plans of the school council. Responsibilities also include the use of buildings, employment, and staff and school funds. Teachers also have this responsibility of deciding how to implement the details of the school policy, as well as the parents, and the council decides in broad terms the methods that for implementing the policies. The council is constructed of 6 parents representatives, 4 teachers and the principal. In Ringwood, there's a student volunteer program which is generously supported by the Bendigo Bank Ringwood branch. And they've partnered with the Interchange Outer East to provide a student with the training they need to volunteer their time with youth disabled people on campus and excursions. The opportunity allows all the students to develop skills in assisting those with disabilities, as well as communication, leadership and teamwork. These key stakeholders, it is prevalent that Ringwood supports student participation in many various ways, which creates an inclusive environment for active participation from all and establishes positive interactions and for engagement. This can ultimately lead to new and inclusive strategies to implement to make Ringwood an even better place for communication between key stakeholders.
Value of relationships and communication between the key stakeholders. Aquinas College illustrated its highly regarded value on relationships and restorative practices. Restorative practices acts as Aquinas College's core as they highlight the importance of building, maintaining and restoring partnerships between students and staff. Aquinas College practices their values in both formal and informal ways that vary from just normal discussions between students and teachers to build that strong relationship, as well as formal restorative meetings that have been introduced in 2014 and have had previous success since. Aquinas had specific focus on those who may have been affected by negative behaviour, discriminated against or maltreated for any reason, and staff is specifically asked to support and guide students to prompt positive discussion, which is therefore more likely to improve student participation as students are more inclined to feel welcome and supported within the classroom. This links to 8th Standard 4.1, support student participation, as students are more likely to contribute their ideas and opinions in a classroom where they feel safe and welcomed. Aquinas College also has their own restorative practice procedure, which acknowledges the importance of student welfare and a positive student-teacher relationship in order for learning opportunity and participation to be maximised. Aquinas also has a parents and friends group. As they have high regard on relationships between between students and teachers, they also have high regard on relationships between parents and teachers. This is demonstrated through the Parents and Friends Network. The network has face-to-face meetings or meetings online, which engages with college life, where you're able to contribute new ideas, initiative, or any ideas that support the college or student participation. For example, if you should have more whole school assemblies, that can be brought up in the Parents and Friends meetings. Aquinas also has a PAM module, which also stands for Parent Access Module, which acts as a key portal to support communication between staff and students and parents. This service allows parents or legal guardians to access any results, homework, behavioural incidents, and teacher announcements. This allows parents to be engaged and involved with their kids' schooling life. It gives them an awareness and involvement within the college to ensure that effective communication is occurring between parents and schools. If parents are receiving adequate information and communication from schools, they are able to further prompt students' involvement in schooling activities and work, thus supporting student participation. For example, if parents are able to see that their kid has outstanding homework, then they may be able to push that extra motivation for them to complete that homework or to participate in curricular activities and so on.
So for this question, we are critiquing the significant learning theories that underpin the manner in which our school approaches student success and participation. Student-centered learning is a theory that underpins the importance and significance to focusing on individual needs of a student to aid learning as opposed to a teacher-centered learning environment. At Glen Waverley Secondary College, a student-centered learning is adopted, which prepares them for life beyond the school gates as it promotes becoming independent and a self-regulated learner. There is a strong focus on student voice and agency, as well as leadership, where students are encouraged to pursue and design learning that stretches their thinking. When this occurs, students take initiative, a skill that prepares them well beyond the school gates. Glen Waverley also portrays Dweck's growth mindset theory. Students are given the opportunity to share their ideas, values, and opinions so that they have the power to influence change. When provided with the opportunity, they may feel more inclined to put more time and effort, leading to higher achievements. Glen Waverley could benefit from focusing on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, whereby the school should understand what motivates children and further must understand that students are unable to reach higher levels without satisfying the lower basic needs. This may lead to better learning outcomes, as there is an understanding that all students will have their own journey and motivation to succeed.
Nice. I really like those ones that you used. Mine was kind of similar. I had the growth mindset, the stages of development, and student-centered learning. The growth mindset theory underpins what the attitude is what matters. So promoting like positive attitudes within the classroom, I found that Vermont did that, especially when I was on placement. I noticed this, and it helps students learn and be more attentive in class as they actually want to be there, as they have a positive environment. And then with the stages of development, Piaget's idea surrounds that the different stages of development, and everyone may be at different stages. So I think that the teachers at Vermont were able to understand this through the programs that they provided, such as VC, VET, and then VCOL, showing they can account for all different types of learners and that people are at different stages maybe. And also having different programs for EAL students, which I think also promotes that one. And then also student-centered learning, which examines student voice and the importance of it. And I said that Vermont promotes this through the leadership positions that are really encouraged. This is displayed on their website. And also when I was on placement, I noticed this as well. And also SRC, which is also really encouraged at Vermont as well, which is similar to Grace's.
Yeah, so at Melba, their learning framework in a simple level is engage, enrich, and empower. And from my experience in placement, it's clear that Melba holds Vykotty's zone of proximal development and constructivism learning theories at the core of their teaching. It aligns closely with this as Melba focuses on students' prior knowledge, creating active learning experiences and prioritizing social opportunities and interactions. In addition, it is clear that Melba have a strong differentiated learning program to suit the needs of each individual learning, aligning closely with Vykotty's zone of proximal development learning theory. This is clear through their established learning pathways where students can be challenged and extended through their own individual interests and learning capabilities.
So at Blackburn High School, the mentor model of learning supports the social constructivism model, as it utilizes social interaction and shared experience as a means to learning. I think this program of having mixed year level mentor groups is an invaluable experience for students, as it promotes inclusion and student participation in a friendly, laid back environment. Their instructional model uses the I do, we do, you do strategy, which supports Vykotty's zone of proximal development theory by allowing students to do things independently and with the support of their teacher and peers. This also allows for scaffolding of learning activities for students depending on their level of understanding, and promotes participation and allows students to have successes. The mentor group model also supports the social cognitive theory, as students are interacting with their peers and teacher every morning. Students can observe, listen, share, and communicate with each other during these carefully selected activities, which promote participation. It also increases self-efficacy, as students can become more confident in front of their peers and competent in completing learning tasks. I feel like Blackburn could incorporate some more student-centered learning activities throughout the school, which just allows students to have more of a voice in their learning and puts them more in the middle of that experience.
Ringwood is very similar to Vermont in that it offers a range of alternative options to VCE, such as VCAL, Unscored, and VET. This takes into account Piaget's theories in that individuals may be at different stages and may wish to pursue different paths outside of school. Ringwood adopts the 4 virtues which are wisdom, respect, courage, and creativity. It fosters the development of the whole person, allowing them to flourish and reach their full potential. Under wisdom is learning to do your best by always seeking to improve, to be inquisitive and curious, learning to take initiative and be independent in learning. Under respect is learning to live together in a caring and kind way, working collaboratively to share and build knowledge and understanding as a community. Under courage, learning to be yourself in a positive and resilient way, to be a fair and friendly person that is supportive and honest, having the courage to be a person of integrity. And then lastly, under creativity, learning to think creatively and through a lens of innovation, to reflect analytically and to be both flexible and challenged in the way we think. So respect links to social cognitive theory, Vygotsky's theory, in that learning cannot be separated from social context, and that learning can occur through communication, not only personal experiences, but also from other person's experiences. Wisdom and creativity link to cognitive constructivism, Piaget's theory, in that it focuses on learning and how we learn as an individual and takes into account new knowledge that may be obtained through taking initiative within the learning content. Courage links to students having a growth mindset where they can thrive in the content and be positive while also resilient and bounce back if they don't do as well as what they believe they could have.
Critique significant learning theories that underpin the manner in which each school approaches student success and participation. Aquinas uses a lot of different learning theories, but these are some of the following. Student-centered learning, where the student freedom is occurring. It promotes student initiative to learn. And Aquinas College reflects student-centered learning through their middle years Maths Pathways program. This Math Pathways allows students to lead their own learning and individually complete modules of their choice. This reflects on the college's understanding that students are active learners and the teachers are there to facilitate the learning. The Maths Pathways program means that each student is completing different modules and they're able to choose and have that freedom of choice of which module they complete. And it's up to them to go through it and to work individually on their own. Students may be more inclined to participate with increased freedom and choice in learning. So without the teacher telling them what to do in a more traditional approach, students are able to lead their own learning, which may make them more likely to participate. However, student-centered learning can potentially lead to decreased participation due to lack of motivation, as it relies on students to be self-motivated and have intrinsic motivation to complete the modules and not just skip through the answers. Therefore, you may run the risk of students having decreased learning opportunities. Constructivism. Student participation and success at Aquinas College is underpinned by a constructivist approach. The college has great emphasis on how students learn differently and perceive and reflect on ideas and values individually. As opposed to a more traditional behaviourist approach where teachers are the main facilitators, Aquinas regards students as active learners of their own knowledge, where they are able to lead and take initiative for their learning, which is also linked to student-centered learning. It provides great opportunity for group work, working in teams where students can learn from peers and share diverse ideas and opinions. It's opportunities for real-world learning, such as teamwork and problem-solving skills. Through this constructivist approach that Aquinas takes, they have a lot of opportunities for group activities and teamwork, where you have opportunities for real-life learning as well, not just content. Students may work well with peers, therefore the inclusion of group work will support student participation and learning, as there are more opportunities to learn in different ways. However, students may not always construct meaning with the knowledge they are learning. So a limitation of the constructivist approach is sometimes students don't know why they are learning what they're learning. They're just learning it because that's what they are doing. However, they don't know the purpose and meaning behind it. And through this group work, there's also a lot of potential room for distraction where learning may not occur. the social cognitive theory. Aquinas has great emphasis on role model behaviour, specifically for senior years, as they have a strong belief that younger students learn from environmental factors such as older peers that they may look up to. Aquinas always pushes seniors to be good role models for younger students that are coming up into senior years, such as behaviour, such as uniform, because they believe that students learn from watching people and the environmental factors. A positive classroom environment ensures that students feel safe and welcomed in class and therefore allow for maximal learning opportunities, as a positive classroom environment is more engaging, where students are encouraged to contribute their own ideas. Then it creates a more engaging environment where students are actively participating. Aquinas' core values include having a sense of belonging, which underpins the social cognitive theory. However, it may be hard to teach as it is very broad and doesn't consider the emotional response to behaviour.